Hi, this activity is about generosity. Generosity pretty much means sharing. Sharing something that belongs to you, sharing your time, sharing your love, and being kind and generous towards other people. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a generosity journal. Now you can take a book that already exists, which is a blank book, or you can make your own. You fold a couple of pieces of papers and you put them together. You can staple them on the side, or you can take an empty book and just decorate the top of it. So you want to decorate the top of your book any way you want. And what a generosity journal is, which you want to write at the beginning, is a place where you write a story, you share one of your stories of generosity, and then you pass it on to someone else with something that you're offering to them, and then you ask them to continue to write their stories. So you can start with saying, for example, what a generosity journal is, and then you're going to find your own way of explaining that. And then inside you write what your story, what your experience with generosity was, and then what you want to share with the other person. And then you can also share just a story. It doesn't have to be something that you give. And then you continue to give it to the person. You ask them to continue the journal and pass it forward. So for example, if I were to share my generosity story, it would go like this. About 10 years ago, I was traveling on a very long bus ride. And it took about 11 hours in the bus to get to where I was going. And I get very badly sick. I get bus sick, I get motion sickness, I get car sickness, I get anything that moves, I get pretty much sick in it. So I was sitting all the way in the back of the bus, and I was just turning all different shades and green and blue and really having a hard time. And this guy came and sat next to me, and he had this book with him. He had a comic book, and for the longest time he just went there and he fanned me so that I wouldn't get so sick. And at the end of the trip, he just wrote a nice little note inside the journal saying, "I hope the rest of your trip goes well." And he left me the book so that I could fan myself for the rest of the 11 hours. And I thought that was a very nice thing to do. And that's one example of generosity. So you can write whatever experience you've had with generosity, either receiving or giving, as your example, and then you pass it on with something that you can do or you can be generous with someone else. And that's it for the activity. And this one was taken from the Virtue Seeds activity book for ages 7 to 11.